Hi, if you are looking for a dependent visa to be processed and waiting to know when will I get it so that I can just unpass my life and go on with my life, because I know that your life is being passed, waiting for it, waiting for someone's approval, and the waiting period is extremely like people say like you're just waiting, all you do is nothing, but we know that waiting can be horrible, and I'll let you know what are the waiting things which I did to help myself. But before that, there's a few things which I wish I knew when we applied for a dependent visa, because it would have speeded up our process. And again, what I said, that waiting period, it would have been shortened than it should have been. So, the first thing is, just verify whether you have your photograph in your marriage certificate, because there are different acts, and based on it, if there is no marriage like photograph in your marriage certificate, or else, in even for the best case, what you can do is you can just get attestation for your marriage certificate. That's the first step, because if it has attestation, it just means that it is valid and there won't be any further process to verify it. So that's the best step to take. In order to get your marriage certificate to be attested, you can just reach out some companies. In my case, it cost us around 5,000 rupees. It depends and it varies from company to company. If you want, I can just give the company name. We did it in Chennai, and even though we did it in Chennai, that certificate will go to Delhi and then it will get attested, and then we'll get it. We need not go and collect it in person, they will also courier it, the certification. And you may wonder, is it safe to send the certificate through courier? But it was safe. In my case, I did receive it. So that's the route which we took. And coming to the sponsor, when I was traveling to Malaysia, the person who sat next to me, he was going to Thailand for his trip, and I was really enjoying. Like, life is funny, like, because I was waiting for this dependent visa for almost 6 months, literally for 6 months, which in paper is 3 weeks, but I waited for 6 months. Let me tell you the entire story. But he was going on a bachelor trip to Thailand, so I was like, oh, I missed my bachelorette. I felt that for some weird reason. Yeah. We always just, I don't know, like, in our mind, we always used to compare. We always find reasons to unhappy. That's how brain works, at least my brain works. Okay, coming to sponsor. Oh, he asked me the question, did the company sponsor the dependent visa? Because ideally, the company should sponsor for dependent visa. And you cannot apply only through outside. Like, there are vendors outside who will help you to get your dependent visa. Even then, you have to get your approval from your HR. So, but in some companies, the rules are very strict that you should go through the company tie-up only, to the third party only. Speaking of them, it is always best case scenario to just get to know who is like working on your visa, which is not easy to know because the HR will be the gatekeeper. But in our case, we went through LinkedIn and then we went to the office itself directly, because the process was entirely slow compared to other people. Speaking of comparison, what happened is, like, my friend, whom I got to know like from here only when I came with tourist visa, she got a dependent visa just 3 weeks. All I was like torturing ChatGPT, asking why she and not me. And that is something like, I said 6 months for me, anything can happen for you. I'm not saying it would be worst, but it could be best as well. But the problem which I'm trying to address is, our brain works like this, like, as I said, finds reason to be unhappy. Because our life is in past and we are waiting for something. In my case, I just did quit my high-paying job, and I was losing months of salaries, and I was just sitting idly while being pregnant, and all these things were like overwhelming, and I was away from my husband, living alone, and like, it was not at all tolerable for me. And I was like, I wish the purpose to make this video is I wish that someone could have told me that it is going to take time. Okay, it took 3 weeks for her, but in your case, it's different. My husband kept on telling me that there is war going on and they gave work from home for people here and different reasons. Because of that, which it got delayed, and there was a policy change while we are in the process. The third party did call my husband and they asked him to just sign a document, because when it's been 6 months, right? Like when they got it, it was different, and then the policy change happened, so they want acknowledgement from our side. So he deliberately went to the office and signed in person itself, and not go through courier process, because it will take again a lot of time. So that's what, like, waiting period is tough. Like, have you watched the movie Terminal? When I was waiting like for a job while I was in break, I used to watch that movie, and I wonder, like, to give you a short gist of what Terminal movie is, he'll just land in a country and then he will not be able to go back to his own country or to the destination. So he'll be basically in the terminal itself, and he'll start working there, and he'll just try to make a living out of there, and somehow the situation will be resolved after months or years. I don't remember it exactly, but the waiting, the patience which he had is what will be shared. And I also heard it's like inspired from a real movie, but waiting is hard. So just know, like, but being aware that this is what going to happen will definitely make the process a little more easier for you. That's why. Hope it did. Thank you.